Get ready for the smackdown. Get ready for the smackdown. How you gonna react when you're put on your back now? 'Cause there's no turning back when you're facing the smackdown.
Alright guys, Mount Vernon Kid here coming to you again with another fight request. This time, this is fight number 34. This one comes from ShadowGothRyu. I'm sorry, SGR. And he puts an interesting fight, so let's kick it off. He pits the likes of Dizzy from the Guilty Gear series versus the last DBZ character I will ever use, Android 18. Yes, I'm going on saying I won't do any more DBZ characters. This was the last one. And this is a very interesting because I really was intrigued about this fight a lot. So let's kick it off with none other than Dizzy. Alright, Dizzy is from the Guilty Gear series. Good game, good fighting game, love it. She's a very innocent, very pacifistic commander gear. She technically is only 3 years old, but her body matured alarmingly fast because of her gear cells. She's half gear, half human. Another thing about her, she has immense power, but she's not really fully in control of it, and she's more of a pacifist. But her wings are her notable things. Necro, and what's the other one? Udine, that's the other one. And they pretty much protect her from everything. They like one side, the dark side turns her things into like a demonic figure, transforms, and then her light side, which I think is Undin, changes it into nice holy things and things like. So she's like a balance of dark and holy, but she's very innocent, and she loves to be around people, but she has this immense power that is uncontrollable. She hasn't really fully controlled it, so it kind of is like a gift. She looks at herself as a gift and a curse in a way, but as a gear, she's very, very powerful, very strong, like most gears in the Guilty Gear series. And if you don't know anything about Guilty Gear, research it and research the characters, and you'll get to know a little bit more about her. But it's more about the fact that, yes, she's so passive. She's not really willing to fight. She tries to avoid fighting, but that doesn't mean she can't fight. But she just tries to avoid it, pretty much. So yeah, that's a little bit about Dizzy. So we move on to her combatant in this, and I think everybody should know who this is. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you none other than Android 18, created by Dr. Gero. She was basically the creation of, like I said, Dr. Gero. He created her and her brother 17 to eliminate Goku. As you know, Goku met Gero when he was young, and he foiled Gero's plans, so Gero wanted to basically get revenge. As an android, she pretty much does not need to, recharge her power and things like that. But she was badass. When they first showcased Android 18, she just looked like this blonde, innocent girl, and just liked fashion and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, you see her fighting, and she just whooped people's asses. I was like, God damn! Like, I remember her breaking, as you can see right here, Vegeta's arm, like, and he was in he just recently transformed into a Super Saiyajin. Yes, I say the real names, people. I'm sorry. And she just whooped him so badly. It was like, my God. And then the other warriors came down. She just handled them so well. And unfortunately, she fell for Krillin, and they got married and they had a kid together and things like that. But she was a hell of a fighter, very much. Very, very, very aggressive, very in your face. It wasn't like, she just had this little innocent look to her, but all that was just a ploy, because her and her brother just wiped the floor with a lot of people. And even in Trunks' timeline, it was those two androids that nearly killed everybody. They basically killed everybody. And she was just badass. And the older she got, she matured, but she still had that warrior instinct in her. But definitely badass indeed. So in terms of a battle, this is why this one was really interesting to me, and I'm glad SGR gave me this fight, because it's really interesting. You got a very aggressive character like Android 18 against Dizzy, who is a very innocent pacifist that really avoids fighting. But like I said, sometimes pacifists, they may avoid fighting, but that doesn't mean that they can't defend themselves if need be. And that's the thing about this. Dizzy, if need be, will have to defend herself, and those wings of hers will defend her. They defend her without even her thinking about using them sometimes. So there are some things about that. But being that these two never met, and I can see Dizzy trying to stop, like, I don't want to fight you, let me be, everything like that. But Android 18 may like, oh, okay, but she might, the old Android 18 would probably be more like, yeah, well, I'm bored, I'm gonna hurt you, something like that, basically. So you throw that in there, and man, this is just a really interesting fight that ShadowGothRyu gave me. I really appreciate this, because it really has me thinking, like, how would this fight really go? Who would win? Who would come out on top as the victor? I really can't say, guys. I'm sorry, but I will say that whatever happens, these two will defend themselves. Let's put it like that. They're gonna defend themselves no matter what. But yeah, I'll leave it up to you guys. Dizzy or Android 18? And guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this fight. Show some love and respect to ShadowGothRyu. This was his creation, and it was really good for me. And I thank SGR. I thank you, bro, for giving me this fight, because this really had me thinking, like, how would this go? A pacifist against a really aggressive character like Android 18. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be back with another fight for you guys, and we'll keep Section 10 rolling. And you guys know the slogan.